Yo, what's good with y'all, man? This is the David and Celeste Rivas situation. I'm pretty much just going to be giving my ideas and theories about what's going on. But before we get into it, this is being recorded on September 30th, 2025. So this is before any convictions have been made or any arrests have been made. Yeah, let's get into it. This is what we know already. We know that Celeste was the age of 15. Um, we know that she met David when she was around 12 years old. Um, and we know that she had a relationship with David, a romantic relationship with David. They got matching tattoos. They had very similar styles, as you can see in this picture, matching glasses. There were there was multiple sources of them on FaceTime together. They went on stream together. So yeah, they were definitely a romantic couple. When she was found, her body was heavily decomposed. Now that could have been from the heat, or that could have been from how long she's been, you know, gone. Both of those factors can contribute to a heavily decomposed body, and it's a pretty sad story. David had a similar relationship with another girl named Celeste. This is Celeste Herrera. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Celeste Herrera was a girlfriend of David's around the same time that he and the other Celeste were talking. So it may have been a type of cheating scandal going on in there, but I don't know for sure because we don't know the exact time frame of when David and Celeste stopped talking to each other. We don't know. Um, all we know is when they started, and it was around 2022 when she was 12 and he was 17. Which it goes into this next point where David has very obsessive and pedophilic tendencies. Uh, Pedophilic pretty much speaks for itself. And obsessive, I really mainly put obsessive because this man had the same clothes as this Celeste person. Obsessed with this Hello Kitty type vibe. They wore the same do rag, they wore the same glasses, got matching tattoos. Even in one of his songs, um, the lyrics went, I'm obsessed, oh Celeste. Yeah, he even shaped his next girlfriend to literally be a clone of Celeste. So, very obsessive and very weird tendencies there. Uh, and lastly, the car was abandoned but not reported stolen. Um, yeah, so at first we thought that the car was stolen, then abandoned, but it was never reported stolen. So that means that whoever abandoned that car was either a owner or a partial owner of the car, and David knew that the car was either abandoned or that someone had it. Um, yeah, if he didn't have it himself. Into theory one. Whomever had the vehicle at the time may have killed Celeste and may or may not have been kept a secret from David. So what I mean by this is that multiple people owned David Tesla. By what I mean by own is he let multiple people use a Tesla that was only in his name. So yeah, it was in his name, but it may have been a gift to someone else, or it may have been a friend's main vehicle or a girlfriend's main vehicle, which is why I have a picture of Celeste Herrera here. And they may have done whatever killing or whatever has happened to Celeste and put her into the trunk without David knowing. Where I say that whatever happened to Celeste, it could have been totally out of the loop of David completely. You know, something could may have happened. They put Celeste in the trunk or the frunk, and David had no idea. And so when his body gets, you know, when the body gets discovered and he's on tour, it may have come to a complete surprise to him. We don't know. So this is theory number one. The reason why I have a picture of Celeste Herrera here, which is because she may have been one of the partial owners of the car. It could have been a gift from David to her. And who knows what she did to Celeste, maybe. it's all skeptical. But the main thing where I'm getting at is David could have been out the loop completely. That's theory one. Theory two, Celeste Rivas was very obsessed with David and intentionally OD'd in his car as a way to frame him of murder. Um, what I mean by this is maybe she took a whole bunch of pills or whatever, got into the trunk, put herself in there, and eventually died from obviously overdosing. Or she could have just been suicidal. You know, maybe she killed herself on David's front porch, and someone picked her up, thinking, maybe she killed herself on David's front porch, thinking he was there. He wasn't. Someone else picked her up and put her in the car. We don't know. We don't know what really happened. Like I said, these are all theories. Um, she might have been suicidal. Maybe after a breakup, she decided to take a whole bunch of pills and ended up in the car somehow. We don't know. Um, Maybe she killed herself. Then David was the one that put her in the car and left her there because he didn't know what to do with the body for the reasoning of her suicide because she was already missing. So, maybe the suicide may have looked like a killing towards him. You know, that could have been what happened, or that could have been what Celeste wanted to happen. We don't know. Teenagers make very, very irrational decisions. Teenagers don't really have much logic in their decisions. They make irrational decisions, and that may have been what happened with Theory 2. And into the last and final theory, David killed Celeste and set this whole thing up as a way to relieve his guilt. Um, who knows the motive? You know, people kill for many different reasons. Maybe she threatened to go to the police about their relationship. Maybe she tried to go run away from him, and with his obsessive tendencies, maybe he killed her as a way to keep her forever. Who really knows, man? Maybe he set this whole thing up with the caskets and the song and the blood on his shirt, all this other stuff. Maybe it's all just a way to show his guilt towards this crime. And there hasn't been an arrest yet, so maybe they don't have enough evidence on David, but we really don't know, man. This is Theory 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. And before I let you guys go, obviously, condolences to Celeste Rivas and her family. May she rest in peace. Please let me know down below if you guys have any other theories. And that's it for me, man. Thank you.